Hi, everyone. Today we're going to be talking about early check-ins and late checkouts, and specifically the why and the value proposition behind it. I know a lot of you have objections around why you can't set it up, and we're going to be addressing those directly because using Enso Connect's early check-in and late checkout system for upsells, you can actually generate quite a bit of revenue. The objections that we get from customers are always the same, and they're really two or three arguments, and I'll tell you right now, they're wrong. And they are wrong because other property managers have proven that you can find ways to monetize this without disrupting your operations. And if you disagree with this, I would love for you to comment in this video and just share your thoughts as to why your business might have a different process or maybe some exceptions that we haven't considered here. So the very first exception that we always hear is the fact that you don't have time or resources to get the property cleaned up in order to offer that early check-in. It's really back to back to back to back. Well, the first thing I'd like to point out is when is your property ready versus when is the next check-in. So usually check-ins happen around 4 p.m. If you tell me that your property is not ready until 3:30 p.m., I will tell you right now, fair enough. You have probably an operational problem with a very big risk that the property isn't even ready for the following guests. If you have anywhere over an hour between the time of check-in and when the property should be ready, you have an opportunity here to monetize it. Now, the first thing I'd like to point out, because everyone says, well, I don't want to automatically accept these early check-ins because what if I start blocking off dates? What if someone wants a late checkout, etc.? And the goal behind providing these early check-ins is not locking someone in and approving it right away, but rather collecting the payment information so that you at least can approve it on your own time. So instead of going back to the client, as some messaging platforms might do, and figuring out, do you still want this early check-in that we can now offer? We're going to provide the opportunity for them to request it, but only approve it once we are sure, once we have all certainty that we can actually offer it without disrupting any previous stays. So in order to set up an early check-in, you saw me go to the upsell section. I picked the bucket called early check-in. You can add an image up here. You can connect it to listings, add some workflows, conditions, some text, and so on. And really one of the things you're going to want to do is manually approve that purchase. So just every time a guest requests it, it'll stay in the logs, and day of check-in, you can just check if they wanted one. And if they did, boom, you apply it, and that's it. The second thing I wanted to point out is more around the different types of early check-ins that you can offer. And it's not just about generating revenue, it's also about providing a good experience, but also about knowing when to expect guests to show up and so on. You can create multiple options, and you guys may have seen this already, early bird, and you can do like the super early bird. And these options will reflect different prices for different times. So let's say here it was a 12 p.m. check-in, and they're gonna be different rates for what you can offer. Now, going into sort of that time frame between when it's available and when your guest is checking in, I would highly recommend having something along the lines of that 30 minute to 1 hour check-in fee, early check-in fee, that 1 to 2 or 1 to 3 hour check-in fee, and then basically a much bigger one if you want to do something for earlier. We've seen people go down as far as a 30 minute, 1 hour, and 2 hour block. So again, you can get creative, and you would be shocked how guests are actually willing to pay for this. Now, once it's set up, they just put their credit card information, you're good to go. The next argument that I always get, and I really want you guys to focus on this here, is, well, I can't do this because of accounting. I need trust accounting. I want you to understand that even though early check-ins and late checkouts do touch at your operations and the rental, this is a service that you are offering that can be split out of the general rental price. So this does not necessarily need to be a part of your trust accounting process. This can be a separate revenue bucket. This is your services bucket. It's your concierge-like service bucket where you're making money. If you disagree with my approach for early check-ins and late checkouts with regards to time to clean to when the time is available, or if you disagree with the trust accounting part of early check-ins and late checkouts, please comment in this video. I'd love to hear your feedback. And as always, if you have any questions or there's anything else that you guys want to learn about Enso Connect, feel free to reach out. Thank you so much.